Hello, I am Michelle Adams and I am running for Westminster City Council. And today I would like to invite you into my home to talk about a few things that are most important to you and myself. Let me tell you a little bit about myself first. As a single mother, I know what it's like to live on a budget and what happens when prices go up and how it can affect the family budget bottom line, as it did several times for me. The main issue I would like to discuss with you today is the water issue. To understand what led to the price increase, there's a few things you may need to know first. Did you know that there's only 2 states in the United States that do not get their water from another country or state? Can you figure out which they are? Let me give you a few seconds. Great. Did you mention Hawaii and Colorado? Then you're correct. Since now we know that Colorado does not get their water from another state, do you know exactly where your water comes from? Most of the water from Westminster comes from the Continental Divide around the Loveland and Berthoud Pass. This means the water needs to travel down the canals to Stanley Lake, where it sits there waiting until the residents needs it. Since most of the water comes from the snowfall, you realize that there really needs to be a lot of snowfall along the Continental Divide in order for us to have the water in Westminster that is needed for the residents. Now that we know where the water comes from, let's talk about why the prices went up in Westminster for the residents. The city decided to put in new water reading meters that now read 1/10 of a gallon instead of reading 1 gallon. This does not give any room to water before you are being charged for it. The city decided to allow stack and pack for the builders who are building the new apartments of the low-income homes for the new residents that will soon be moving in. These are the two main effects of what is happening right now within the city in the water. So the question is, how can we work together to fix this? And do we see, and what can be done to change how the meters read and the water usage? The city may think this is working to their benefit, but in reality, if you overcharge the residents, eventually you're going to be supporting your community. After all, water is one of the God-given rights, and this is why it is placed on this earth for every human being to use. For our bodies are made of 60% water, and we need that water in order for our bodies to function properly. What we need to do is that we need to start being transparent and having accountability. We need to start keeping private companies out of city business. For when this happens, everyone pays the price and very few receive the benefit from it. After all, I don't recall homeowners getting a tax break or a water break on them being able to water their lawn with the water usage and their regulations. And the citizens of Westminster are going to pay in several different ways. One, they're paying with their household and having to water their grass and keeping it green. Two, if they choose to go out to a store, they're going to pay in higher prices because, as we all know, businesses will not take a dive on anything. They will include those prices in their products that they are selling at their store or restaurant. So what do we think needs to be done? Well, one, I think we need to work with the meter companies to figure out why the ones that we were given only read 1/10 of a gallon and how we can modify or change them to make sure that they are giving a little bit of a leeway for the citizens within Westminster, so it's a little bit of a price break. Two, we need to keep businesses and big businesses out of city businesses. They have no right to be there. I would like to leave this with you today. It is your water. It is your right. We all need water for our bodies to function. Thank you for listening and being here today. I would like to invite every single one of you, if you agree with what I am talking about today, to make a contribution. The max amount is $400 per adult. Please send your checks payable to Michelle Adams for Westminster City Council to P.O. Box 134, Westminster, Colorado 80030. And thank you for joining me today.